Hello friends, just it is a notice that the video is a little longer, but do not see the length of this video. Why I am telling this is because I have tried to explain the first property, the first periodic property of this chapter, which is atomic size. Okay, and the main thing is that this was the first property and I took much time to explain you. The reason is that if you understand the basic concept behind this chapter, you will understand all other properties immediately. I won't take much time, but as because this is the first property and I just wanted to show that what this chapter is basically for. It is what concept is behind this chapter, and that is why it is become a little lengthy. So do not concentrate, rather try to understand the basic concept. If you understand, it's my guarantee that you will understand every property. Along with that, I have also given you that how to answer such question, that why atomic size increases going down a group, why atomic size decreases going across a period. I have explained in detail. So understand the detail, not the length. And I promise that from the next properties, you won't be taking long times to understand this chapter. Okay, so now let's enjoy. Hearty welcome to all my viewers. I am Pushpak Pandit and you are watching me on my YouTube channel Being Bookish. So this is the second video of ICSE class 10th chemistry chapter 1 periodic properties and variations in properties. In the last class we have discussed what are periodic properties, what is atomic size, what is nuclear charge, and we have taken a good amount of knowledge about all these terms, and I have explained with in-depth knowledge which are required to understand those. Okay, so basically the last class I tried to complete atomic size, but it was incomplete. So we were able to complete what is atomic size and what are the two factors on which it depends, which are namely number of shells and also what? It is also nuclear charge, and I have defined what is a nuclear charge and how does it affect atomic size. Okay, so it is my request that if you know what are periodic properties and you also know atomic size, kindly see how number of shells depends upon atomic size and how nuclear charge depends upon atomic size, because that is very important, and I won't continue or will explain those in this video. Okay, so go and watch. It will be about half a video. So after passing from half the video, you will be able to see that how those two properties depends upon atomic size and how they affect the atomic size. Basically our today's agenda is trends in atomic size. Trends in atomic size, and this is very interesting. Okay, and mainly ICSE asks this trend in two ways, and we are also going to see what are the two ways. Okay, so first of all let's start this topic. So when I say trends in atomic size or trends in any property, it generally refers in periodic table chapter that how does that affect the atomic size. If in a periodic table property is taken down a group, how that changes, and if in a periodic table only, if that property goes across a period, how does that property behave. That is what we mean by trends. Okay, so first of all let's take going down a group. Okay, so we are considering going down a group. Okay, and let's take the first group elements. What are they? They are hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium also, but if you learn till cesium, that is enough. Okay, and one more thing here only, that do learn the periodic table because it is very necessary, because there are questions coming to mind that whether we should learn the periodic table or not. Of course yes, you need to learn the periodic table. Okay, so I have took the first group. of periodic table. Now taking in consideration atomic size property, what will happen if we go down a group? Means if we are going down a group, whether atomic size will increase or decrease, whether atomic size will increase or decrease. Now you have two factors which affect atomic size. What are they? They are number of shells, means it depends upon number of shells, and nuclear charge. These are the two factors. Nuclear charge. These two factors affect atomic size. This we have understood in the last video. Okay, so if you will see it carefully, then you will notice that when we are going down, you will notice that number of shell is getting increased. For hydrogen there are only one shell. For lithium, what is the electronic configuration of lithium? It is 2,1, so there are two shells. If you consider sodium, it has 3 shells, 1, 2 and 3. For potassium, if you see, there are 4 shells, 1, 2, 3 and 4, because its electronic configuration is 2, 8, 8, 1. Now here let me stop you here and let me recall you to the previous video. I just want to say that when I was talking about the periodic properties, the term periodic properties, I mentioned that periodic property is something which directly or indirectly depends upon electronic configuration. Okay, are you remembering it? So if you see that our first periodic property is atomic size, and when we are going down, it is directly or indirectly getting related to atomic electronic configuration. If you consider about hydrogen, its electronic configuration is 1, 2, 1, 2, 8, 1, because we are now referring to number of shells, so it is indirectly getting related to electronic configuration. Okay, so now if you will see that when we are going down a group, the number of shells is getting what? Increased. And we have learned that if number of shells are getting increased, the atomic size is getting bigger. Atomic size small, atomic size became a little bigger, more bigger, even more bigger. So if you are going down a group, the number of shells is getting increased. Okay, but we will always take two factors. Okay, so number of cells, this is getting increased. Very good. What about nuclear charge? Is it also getting increased or not? Nuclear charge is basically atomic number, because you know that nuclear charge is the positive charge, and positive charge are protons, and protons are equal to the atomic number. This we have discussed in the last video. Okay, so if you will see that in going down a group, nuclear charge means the atomic number. If you talk about hydrogen, its atomic number is 1, so nuclear charge is 1. For lithium it is 3, for sodium it is 11, for potassium it is 19. So if you will observe here, the nuclear charge is also getting increased, isn't it or not? The nuclear charge is getting increased, 1, 3, 11, 19. So if you will notice, the atomic number of these elements are like this, and the atomic number is also getting increased. That means what? Nuclear charge is also getting increased. Okay, nuclear charge is also getting increased. Now you know that if nuclear charge increases, the atomic size decreases. The nuclear charge, if the nuclear charge increases, the atomic size decreases. So we have two factors when we go down a group: number of shells and nuclear charge. Okay, so if we talk about number of cells, this is getting increased, so it will cause the atomic size to get increased. But we also have nuclear charge, which is also getting increased. That means what? Atomic size will decrease. So what will happen? Either the atomic size will get increased or it will get decreased. The answer is that atomic size will get increased. Atomic size increases. This is the result when we go down a group. Now you will see how it happens as such. When we are going down a group, number of shells are getting increased, but the most important thing is here, it is getting increased rapidly. How rapidly? If you will notice hydrogen, it has one shell. Now if you see lithium, it is double, it is having 2 shells. If you will see sodium, it is 3 electrons. Now 3 shells. Now if you look potassium, it is having 4 shells. So number of cells are getting increased at every stage. So number of cells are getting so much rapidly increased that effect of nuclear charge is not getting here. Okay, effect of nuclear charge is not seen. This is what the answer you need to write also. Okay, number of cells is getting so much rapidly increased that nuclear charge effect is not seen here. Nuclear charge effect is not seen. Why? Because nuclear charge is the positive charge. It is a positive charge, so this positive charge will try to pull the atom towards itself, pull the electron towards itself, thus decreasing the size of atom. But actually what happens, that as it is trying to pull this, and if you'll see the sodium, the atomic size is getting bigger and bigger. So the outermost shell is getting more wider. So it is unable to attract. Are you getting my point? Because the outermost shell is getting so much at a distance that the effect of nuclear charge is not seen. Because you see that at every stage the atomic size getting increased, because number of cells are getting increased. Here there are 3 shells, here 4 shells, then here it will be 5 shells. So number of cells is getting rapidly increased that nuclear charge effect is not seen. Okay, and hence we will see that when we go down a group, atomic size increases. Okay, so if you'll observe the question comes simply, the first question is that what will happen if we go down a group considering atomic size? So the answer is it will increase. Now the second question which can arise is that why atomic size increases when we go down a group. Remember, I am telling you the true points to learn. You will never lose any single marks. Okay, how to write that answer? Okay, always mention 2 things in your answer. These 2 points. What are these 2 points? The factors of atomic size. Whatever is the factors of that particular property, you need to mention that property in your answer. It will get clear as I will upload more videos on different properties, and I will explain every time what you need to write the answer. For suppose, why atomic size increases going down a group? You will see that when we go down a group, number of cells increases and nuclear charge also gets increases. But as the effect of number of cells are getting rapidly increased, thus nuclear charge effect is not seen, and hence atomic size increases. This is what you need to write, and I promise that you won't lose any single mark. Why? Because we have included these 2 points, the factors. Okay, and if you have understood not till now, don't worry. When I will explain across a period, then I am sure you will understand it completely. So for now, just remember that on going down a group, atomic size increases. Now let's see whether this atomic size increases or decreases when we move across a period in a periodic table. Okay, so I have considered second period element. Okay, obviously we will take some or the other period. Okay, so I have just took the second period example. You can take any period. Okay, so I have took second period elements, which are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Now across a period, what are the 2 factors on which atomic size decrease? It is number of shells, and the other factor is nuclear charge. So these are the 2 factors on which atomic size decrease. So we will first ask that when we move across a period, whether number of cells increase or decrease. First of all, the question should be this: whether number of cells increase or decrease when we move across a period. If you will observe lithium is what? 2,1, beryllium is 2,2, boron is 2,3, and carbon is 2,4, nitrogen is 2,5, and oxygen is 2,6, fluorine is 2,7, and it is 2,8. Okay, understood? So if you'll see number of shells, here are 2 shells, again there are 2 shells, again there are 2 shells. So if you'll see the second period element, you will observe that all of them are having number of cells 2. That means what? When we move across a period, understand it very carefully, that when we move across a period, number of cells remains same. Number of cells remains same. Okay, so we have understood that the number of cells remains same when we move across a period. You can take any period and you can see this phenomenon, that the number of cells is remaining the same. So if number of cells are remaining same, that means what? Atomic size, whatever was the size, that will remain. Okay, but no. Let's see nuclear charge. This is the factor here. Okay, if I draw lithium, okay, if I draw lithium, it will have 2 shells. It will also have 2 shells. This also 2 shells. Okay, these are cells. I am not making that that nucleus. Okay, I am just considering that they are 2 shells. 2 shells, 2 shells. Okay, very good. So here are shells. Every element will have 2 shells only. Now if I talk about nuclear charge, what is nuclear charge? It is a positive charge, that is proton. Okay, it is the positive charge which is proton and which is also equal to atomic number. Now if I talk about what is atomic number, and let me write the atomic number here. Lithium has atomic number 3, beryllium is 4, boron is 5, carbon is 6, nitrogen is 7, 8, 9 and 10. If I talk about nuclear charge across a period, the nuclear charge is getting increased. Yes or no? Nuclear charge is getting increased when we are going across a period. Yes? So the nuclear charge is getting increased. First of all, let us write here increase. Okay. So if nuclear charge is getting increased, what will happen? The size will get decreased. That is what we have learned. So the size will get decreased of atomic size. Now what will happen and why it will happen? What will happen is that atomic size will get decreased. First of all, let me write that when we move across a period, atomic size decreases. Atomic size decreases. Okay, so atomic size has got decreased. Now why it has got decreased? See, if it is a lithium atom, if it is beryllium atom, if it is boron and if it is carbon. Let me take these 4 shells only. Now lithium has 3 protons, it has 4 protons, it has 5 protons and it has 6 protons. See, protons are getting increased. Protons are getting increases. So if protons are getting increased, then it will develop a more power, to attract the electrons. Okay, and you can see that number of shells is not getting increased. Number of shells is that much only, 2, only there are 2 shells. So now first of all, the nuclear charge was 3. So protons was loosely able to attract. Now when it has 4 protons, 4 positive power, so it can attract more electrons with more capacity. It can attract the electron towards itself. Now when it has 5 protons, it can attract more. It has got more capacity to attract the outermost shell. Now when it has got 6, it has got even more capacity to bring that outermost electron towards itself, because number of cells is remaining same. So that means outermost electron is not getting going anywhere. It is in its place. But you can see that the nuclear charge, the positive charge is continuously increasing. For nitrogen it has 7, so even more capacity, even more power to attract that electron towards itself. I think you are getting. Okay, so if the positive charge will increase, then the ability to attract the outermost electron towards itself will also get increased, because you know that here it is positive, means it is proton and electrons revolve here. So that means it will be able to attract electrons towards itself more. Electrons are still here. Okay, electrons are still here. 4 electrons. Now it is getting more power, it is getting more power, and it is getting more power to attract the electron towards itself. And what happens in reality is that, suppose this is the size of lithium. Okay, let me make it a little big. If this is the size of lithium, then this is the size of beryllium, this is the size of boron, this is the size of carbon. The size is getting decreased because the power of proton is getting even more, it is getting more capacity, so it is attracting the outermost electron towards itself, and the size is getting decreased. Okay, I think you have understood. But don't go anywhere, because here is one huge surprise for you. The surprise is that you were thinking that okay, the size is this much big, now it will get smaller, more smaller, more smaller, smallest and smallest. Okay, what happens is that size of this neon is a little bigger than fluorine. Size of neon is little big than fluorine. Now let us understand why it happens. You know that this neon is an inert gas. It is an inert gas or an inert element. So you know, inert element are those elements whose outermost shell are complete. Okay, and that is not the reason. The reason is that out of all the elements here, if I tell you which has the maximum number of electrons, obviously this will have, because it has 10 protons, and whatever is the number of protons, that many you have electrons. So if I talk about number of electrons, which has the maximum number of electrons, then obviously neon will have the maximum number of electrons, that is 10 electrons. What happens is that when it has 10 electrons, let me make that diagram here. So neon 2,8. So suppose this is nucleus, this is the first shell. So let me make 2 electrons here and 8 electrons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. What happens in this neon is that there are many electrons here, a crowd is like that. Okay, there is a crowd of electrons. What happens is that electron and electron, whether they will repel or attract, obviously electron is negative and this electron is also negative, so every electron repels each other, as because it has many electrons, so every electron is trying to repel each other. What happens in this case? This positive charge which is in the nucleus, it is trying to pull the outermost or these electrons towards itself, but because they are repelling each other, it is trying to attract, but this electron is getting repelled by this electron. So as the electronic repulsions are maximum, here electronic repulsion means the electron and electron are repelling each other. Okay, they are not attracting, but they are repelling each other to that much extent that these electrons are not getting affected by this nuclear charge. It is not getting much affected, I would say. It is not getting much affected by that nuclear charge. So your question will be, these are halogens, we call these elements as halogens. Okay, so this fluorine, chlorine, bromine, these are what? Halogens. So the main question is that why inert element atomic size are bigger than halogens? The answer is that in inert element there are maximum electronic repulsions, and due to these electronic repulsions we do not feel, or they do not feel the effect of nuclear charge. I would repeat that in the inert element they have maximum number of electronic repulsions, and due to these electronic repulsions they do not feel the nuclear charge effect, and that is why inert elements are bigger than halogens. These are bigger than halogens. So if I draw the size of these atoms, then hydrogen, this is oxygen, okay, this is fluorine, and this is what? Neon. Okay, it would not be much bigger. Oh shit, It would be not much bigger, but it will be bigger than the halogens. And one more thing is to be noted here, that it will not be much, it will not be as bigger as this atom, okay, alkali metal atom, okay. So that is what the concept is, that inert elements are a little big than halogens, but they are not much big that it will become, its atomic size will become more bigger than the alkali metals, okay. So this is the concept. There is a question that why atomic size decreases across a period. Again you need to write the factors, okay. Always write the factors and explain them. So what will be the correct answer? That when we go across a period, number of cells remains same and nuclear charge increases, and that is why when we move across a period, atomic size decreases. That's it. Yes, believe me, this is the answer. So when we go across a period, number of cells remains same, nuclear charge increases, and that is why atomic size decreases, and nothing more you have to tell, okay. So kindly note all these points.